We're good?
I think. Let me just let me see. Has it kicked in? It has. Is yeah.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
good.
Beaming out to planet Earth right now. Utility room. That is Skilla. All right, awesome sauce, super DJ from the west coast of Canada, Vancouver. And I have no idea. Are you native Vancouver, born and raised, or?
Yeah, 100% born and raised. I'm Filipino. My parents migrated over, and then that's all I know, man. Vancouver's all I know. I've never lived anywhere else. It's been a fucking crazy thing. But I got stories about that,
Which
but we'll
part?
save it for later. Like about the Vancouver part. Like,
About you being in
yeah,
Vancouver? Like
yeah, I'm moving.
you're leaving Vancouver.
I'm leaving Vancouver soon.
Are you
But
staying?
we'll save it for later.
Okay,
So you want to do it
we're
now?
gonna
You
build
want to
to
do
it. That's like so.
Okay,
It's like a
we'll
preview.
build to it.
Okay.
100%. 100%. How about we talk about how we met first?
We met. Okay, you well actually. Why would I tell the story? Why am I
No,
telling?
no, because okay, I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
We met through Adam. We met through Adam K. We met through Adam at his first gig at Hush in Victoria. And then we met him there. And then you were there. Out of the blue, you were just hanging out with him, and I was like, "Whoa, that's Jello!" Like I've never, I opened up for him, so I opened up for Adam at Hush in Victoria, BC, Canada, and you happened to be there, and then we partied after, and then that's how I got to know you, and then you got rebooked at Hush, and I never got to make it to that show. I wish I went to that show because it was fucking banging, and fucking it's 2008, bro. 2008. So I
So
think I
so
yeah,
that's not it.
that's how we met.
That's not it.
No, it is. That's how we met.
That's not it.
Are you sure?
Certainly.
How did we meet then?
No, this is great for me, but I mean keep going. It's a wonderful story.
No, tell me how we met because that's
I
how I.
remember if it helps, I remember the night that you're talking to me about right now.
Yeah.
I remember that night. Adam called me up because uh, I think at that point I may have been living in Whistler, but I was playing in Vancouver, and then the night after Vancouver, I played in Victoria, and then I stayed that night so that I could party the
Yes.
next night with Adam.
And then yeah, and then that's how we met because it was at Hush, and then we went to the after party, and me and you and Adam after partied at Adam's place with a bunch of people, and that's how I got to meet you.
Right.
That's how it.
So you were seeing somebody. Do you want me to fix the story right now?
Yeah, go fix
Okay,
it.
okay, all right. So you were seeing somebody in Vancouver. I
Yeah,
was working doing shows for Red Bull,
yeah,
and Red Bull placed me. I can't remember the name of the venue. It was on Granville, and it was promoted by Canthrill. And
yes.
it wasn't you that opened up for me that night. I can't remember the
No, it
dude's
wasn't. I
name.
was there though.
Yes,
It was called Ginger 62,
that's it.
and you were there, and
Yep,
I was there,
yep.
and we hired my girlfriend at the time, Ruby,
Right.
booked you for that.
Yes,
I wasn't, yeah, that's what happened.
yes. And
She's the
there
biggest fan.
and
She's
there
the biggest.
and there it is.
Yeah, that's what happened. But in Victoria, I met you for the first time in Victoria. That's where I met you for the first time.
So the Ginger 62 predated the Victoria show.
Maybe,
100%.
maybe,
Because
maybe.
I already knew Ruby at that point. Yeah.
Yes, but then, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I
It, it
it's
is what.
it's all coming together for us right now.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%.
Where were you in Vancouver, and what were you doing when was it house music that first bit you? Was it trance,
Yeah.
progressive?
So I'll give you a little backstory about how I became in love with house music. So I was initially a hip hop promoter in Vancouver. So I was in charge of a hip hop night and numerous awards. We were hip hop guys, and then I went to this one rave, man. I went to a rave in Stanley Park called the Rowing Club, and dude, this was like literally a fucking clubhouse where people go. The rowing club members would go to this clubhouse, and that's where they hung out. But we turned that place into a rave. So there was this guy Scott Audio that literally turned that place into a rave. So it was overlooking the waters of Vancouver. If you're familiar with Vancouver and like Stanley Park, like beautiful, right? So like he turned that place into a rave, and that's where I first fell in love with house music. Um, and then it kind of I started hanging out with the right people and like hanging out with more of the house scene people, and I started going to this other place uh called what was that place? The Waldorf. So the Waldorf was a hotel that had a basement that everyone went to, but you had to be it was super douchey VIP elite. Like you had to go, you had to know somebody to get into this party. So when I got in, this guy DJ Crown, which is like a legend in Vancouver, when I walked in, man, sorry,
You cut out for a sec.
sorry,
We've
sorry,
got you back.
thanks. Yeah, we're good. So when I heard house music for the first time at these venues, I instantly fell in love with it, and I couldn't like I love hip hop, but house music kind of gravitated towards me. And then I started promoting house events. So I was a promoter before I became a DJ. So what happened was, as soon as that happened, I accidentally fell into DJing. So how I fell into DJing is the funniest story ever. The guy who was throwing one of those raves had to leave. He had to leave. So he had to leave the party, and we were all there. There was about 30 of us in his condo or something. And then he was like, "Hey, Skilla, can you just take over the decks? Just play whatever you want." And back then, vinyl, all vinyl, no like laptops, no CDJs, nothing. Just vinyl. Just pick. He's like, literally, pick a fucking record and put it on the turntable. And I was like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" He was like, "Yeah, just do it. No one cares. Everyone's too high to give a shit." Right. So I was just like, all right. So I literally put two records together, and I was just like, okay. So I played one record, let that go, and then I played that. I already have some kind of like I kind of technically know how to DJ, but the moment that I blended the two tracks together, I fell in love instantly with house music. So that's how I started. And this was like 2001, 2001. So I just got my feet wet with house music. And then 2004, I was like, fuck it. Go. I'm just gonna DJ. I'm gonna stop promoting. I'm just gonna start DJing and just see where it goes. And then I've been DJing since 2004, house music, and I love it. It's the best.
Were you able to? Was the transition seamless for you? Was it easy to move from what was happening in hip hop in Vancouver into what was into what was happening with house music?
Well, no, it was, you know what, honestly, I didn't want like it there's a thing, right? Like it's you have to be accepted by the culture, and then you have to technically know how to do it. So these two things, I was out of the scene just to know how to do it. So I basically took so much time off to like learn how to DJ on turntable, like records, know the music, get into the culture. I basically just said, you know what? I'm just gonna get out of the scene. I'm gonna reinvent myself and just do hit and just do house and then get like learn the music, learn the lifestyle, learn everything. And I did that all in my like basement and I did it for my friends. And when I was ready, I was ready. I went out, man. And I think I 2006 was probably my first gig. I spent a whole 2 years like just harnessing the craft, learning the music, being part of the like just learning the different genres and what they do. And mind you, I was probably so crappy back then, but like I dedicated my whole time to that for the whole like, you know, 2 years before I did my first gig, right? So
Making the move from the hip hop scene to the house music scene, did you feel that there was, um, did you have an adverse moment that you were having from peers or people that you were working with in hip hop when you were like, I'm not going to do this now.
yeah,
I'm going over here.
absolutely. Absolutely. There was a lot of like, man, like back then in the scene, there was a divide. There's like you're either hip hop or house. And then for people to see me transition over to house, yeah, there's a lot of people that saw that, why are you selling out? Like, like it's not selling out, man. There's a genuine love. Like I fell in love with house music. I've always I loved house music, like, but I didn't fall in love until I dropped those two records down and I actually did it like in front of a crowd, man. And that's the best feeling. And you know this, right? Like that's the best feeling you can get, man. And I'm glad I got to experience that back then, before laptops, before CDJs, and like it's incredible,
Why
man.
is that? Sorry to interrupt. Why is that? Why the format?
Because you know what, man, like if I got into DJing right now, man, and looking at waveforms and the technical aspects of it, I don't think I would fall in love with it as much as I did back then when it was just two pieces of acetate on a I didn't even know what I was doing, man. And like the fact that it's like going on a blind date. Like you don't know what's coming, right? And then you go on that date and then you instantly fall in love. Like that's the best fucking feeling, right? Like, and that's how I felt with house music when I dropped the two fucking pieces of vinyl on two turntables. Like what? Like what's going on, man? Like why do like it's a weird feeling, man. But like I felt in love with that feeling and I still feel in love with it. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what the medium is. It's just I still go back to that moment and then I use that today, right? So it's just my old school mentality. That's how I look at things. So it's I'm glad I got to see it because not a lot of DJs these days, man. Like the technical aspect of DJing gets in the way sometimes. There's like they lose the soul of it. Like I feel like I want every DJ to see what it feels like to spin on vinyl, just just to feel it, like the acetate in your fingers. It is what it is, right? Like it's a feeling, it's a feeling. Yeah.
Why did you transition to digital?
Because I'm a techie, man. I just love dude, I was okay, so I'll tell you right now. I was the first uh house DJ in Vancouver to transition to Serato. So I was the first house DJ using Serato in Vancouver and I got in shit for that. Like, could you imagine? Uh moving into a laptop environment and all the real heads, house heads, just was like this guy's a joke. Like, why is he using a laptop? It was a real thing, man. And I dealt with that for a whole year. It was really it was something, man. I didn't think that would happen, but I stuck with my guns, man. Technology is, I'm never gonna like bash technology. Technology is what advances everything moving forward. So that's why I was one of the first house DJs to use Serato. And I don't use Serato now, but I Serato helped me with a lot of things in terms of technology. It helped me read waveforms. I learned how to, differentiate the transients between kick and I learned all that stuff in Serato. So I took a lot of things out of that. So it's cool.
What did you transition to when you left Serato behind? What are you up on now?
So I went to CDs, so CDJs. So I use CDJs for that. And
With CDs, or are you?
yeah, I had a whole dude. I had a whole like book of CDs,
Oh,
like a CD.
this is then because I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
this
Paul.
is
No,
way
because
sorry.
you said you
Yeah,
left Serato behind.
yeah.
So
So I
I was
left
curious
Surat.
where you're at now. I was
Yeah.
curious where you're at,
Oh, where I'm
like
at
today.
now? Oh,
Yeah.
just USBs
Okay.
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's because are they still called CDJs? I have no idea.
No, yeah, they are actually.
How
Funny
does
you
that
should
make
say
How does
that.
that make sense?
It doesn't. It doesn't. It
Shouldn't it
doesn't.
be USBjs? Oh,
Yeah. But yeah,
I just said it out loud. Now I know
so
why.
so my transition from Serato to CDs, and I carried all these heavy you carried all these heavy CDs, right? Like
The
booklets,
heavy
like the
CDs. You come
little.
from vinyl.
Well, yeah, but it got
Okay.
less heavier. It's still heavy, right? So,
I felt like
we
it's
went.
okay. Yeah.
You
No,
know
no,
what
no.
it's feeling like to
You
carry
know what it is?
CD cases.
I've been saying this a lot. The more that things change, the more they stay the same. So I was carrying around,
Yeah,
if it was a super gig, I'd have a full bag with 80 discs in it, stuff, maybe 85 if there was some records I
yeah,
didn't give a shit about, but I wanted
yeah,
to have them
hundred,
just in
yeah,
case.
100%.
And then I'd have another crate, and that would be filled to the brim. And then I'd have the half bag as well that was slung over my shoulder. So I had both. I
Yeah,
had both arms rocking, and then I had something slung over me. So I mean, I was running with, probably close to 200, maybe a little more than 200 pieces of vinyl on me when I was going to the
yeah,
shows, just in case,
just in
Um,
case. Yeah,
right. But when it transitioned to CDJs, I remember I don't know what the master books, big books,
yeah,
large. I don't know what the giant books. I don't know how many pages were in them. At 4 CDs a
odd,
page, two
yeah,
at both sides. So you flipped it over, and that was
100%.
full. And I had two or three of those books that I was going to the shows with. And then when I changed after, and I went just onto my laptop. Then I'm running around. I had the whole line of the Korg mini controllers and then an
Yeah,
audio interface and my laptop, and then I had a snake of cables. I'm just thinking to myself, every time I was going to gigs, I'm lugging around. I mean, at least
other
60
shit,
pounds of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
100%. Yeah. Well, it never stops, right? Well, it never
right?
stops. Like
That's
you
yes.
still do it to this day. Like you hug it.
Well, it,
Say
it did.
the
It stopped.
yeah,
It stopped with the USBjs, right?
yeah, 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 yeah. So
Right.
so right now, like I would love to carry like the gear that you carry. I'm not you're like a live PA performance. For me, I just DJ, so I just use USBs. Like, call me lazy, I don't give a shit. But like, I just plug the two USBs in. I just rock with it and just let it
You know
go.
what? I've seen some madness with USBjs. Especially
Yeah,
when people are diving into record box and marking cue points.
yeah,
That is, there's some. Just one example, obviously. There's so much that's possible. I'm not in it because I'm not on decks anymore. I'm just on MIDI controllers, but
yeah,
it's still cool. And I think to myself, I think whenever the new players came out that Pioneer
yeah,
dropped, I think it was during the pandemic.
yeah.
And I think I saw a 2 or 3 minute video, a demo video that they had, and I was like, hey, wow, that's fucking cool. You know,
Well, yeah.
um,
If you know how to use it, man, you might as well just use it to your advantage.
right.
You know,
I
press
think the
every
big
fucking thing.
advantage is if you're traveling a lot, or if you're even if whether it's local or internationally, if you're traveling a lot, the advantage of having a couple, 3 or 4 USB keys, or one, I think you can network link each player so that it reads off one USB key.
100%.
Right. So I mean, the very idea that you're running around with just headphones and that, I mean,
Yeah. It is.
it's pretty
I
cool.
think
It's pretty cool.
for
It's
me,
pretty
I got
cool.
lazy.
Right. I don't
Maybe
know. I
I
don't think
think I
that's
got
lazy. It's
lazy. So who knows?
there's a massive advantage of being able to go that route.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an open format DJ, and
DJ.
you're over the course of the evening, you start off, you're doing something that's, I guess, more radio friendly, and then later on stuff that is like would make radio friendly people's hair turn white.
Yeah.
Then that it would be really cool to roll around in that aspect. But we got
100%.
off everything, and I wanted to talk to you a bit about that struggle, I guess, that you were talking about, that you had this struggle where, I guess it's not even really a struggle, just the I guess the social backlash that you were
Yeah.
experiencing in the scene locally when you transitioned to Serato. And I think that I might be wrong here, but when Serato first launched, I think the intention upon it was to retain original DJing to it,
Yeah.
so that it didn't come across as just somebody upon their laptop. They had the vinyl discs, the readers, right? So that
Right.
originally Serato, because I think it did go digital as well. Like now you can do
It did. It
Serato.
did. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but when it originally launched, this was the intention, right? So, and I think they had the original demos that came from Serato were from scratch style DJing. It was
Yeah.
a more competitive style DJing,
Yeah.
and artistic, flair. It
100%.
wasn't it wasn't it wasn't techno house
No.
jungle.
No.
It wasn't that. And
No.
so
And yeah.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
thinking that it's weird, and I know exactly what you're talking about. There was a moment in I felt in this social sphere of things where people would look at the new tech with a form of disdain. I mean, I don't want that. What is that?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and when the technology came forth, using turntables to make it work. I mean, firstly, the idea behind it is fucking massive, right?
Right.
It's a massive idea. There's no way you can't think about it for a second and be like, that's not cool. Be like, that
Yeah.
is absolutely cool, right?
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
What happened? Take us in. What happened after this? Because you left behind hip hop. You had a bit of a pushback, probably from both ends. And the house people look, who's the hip hop guy coming in? And the hip hop people be like, where are you going? Why are you going in that direction?
Yeah, well,
And
you know what? Honestly, man, I didn't look back. I didn't pay attention to anybody. I just kept on going with my own what I felt. I was part of the culture. I got into the underground. I finally broke into the Vancouver underground scene. Got respect from the heavy hitters of Vancouver, and it was no looking back, man. I didn't really care. I didn't really care. If you're gonna be a supporter, you support. If you're not, then I'm not gonna, you know, pretend that that I'm gonna care. But like I my love for the underground and the hip hops I sorry, the house and the underground house scene in Vancouver grew exponentially. I didn't really care about what people thought. I just kept on doing what I wanted to do, uh, which led me to I started my own record label. I did all these things. I started booking shows. Ruby booked you, and it was all a thing. And I'm never gonna look back, man. I wish I could do that now, but times have changed and all
you
that
wish you
stuff.
could do what now? What is it?
Like just promote and get more acts. Do a promoter. I would love to like work with more artists, bring them to Vancouver. I feel like Vancouver, there's a lot of talent and there's so much opportunity back when, and then I don't know what happened, man, and it just like fell flat. And I feel like there's there's still opportunity here to make this a great house scene. It got there and it fell flat. I don't know what happened and it just dropped. And
You felt
right
that there
now,
was a moment for house music in Vancouver, and it just
oh, oh man, you couldn't walk around Vancouver or listen to a guy driving in their car not listening to house music. There was house playing everywhere. There was a moment in time in Vancouver when house you couldn't you couldn't not hear house music. You know, like this is talking about you know, be it whatever you think of it, like the Ministry of Sound shit, like all of the like tech house stuff that came out, like you could hear it in people's cars driving along the street. You walk along a lounge, you hear it. You're standing in a lineup, and you hear that track drop. I heard a lot of your tracks drop just standing in lineup in Vancouver, man. So it's like, it. I don't know if it'll ever get back to those days, but Vancouver has a lot of potential. Has
what
a
is
lot.
what's playing in the lines now? Is it that the music has changed? You feel or
Well, yeah, before the pandemic hit, it was a very commercial. EDM is a big scene here. You know what they say about Vancouver, man. Like I don't know about if you know this, but Vancouver is just like whatever Vegas is doing, Vancouver is gonna follow suit. And whatever Vegas,
I'd never heard that.
dude.
I'd never heard that.
Dude, now you
No,
know. Now you know.
I'm hearing it now. Yeah, I'm hearing
So
it now.
we kind of follow the yeah, we follow the trends of what Vegas is doing because it's just, a lot of Vancouver people go to Vegas, they hear their shit, and then they come back to Vancouver and they want to hear that. And it's just like they're transporting their culture and their experiences back to Vancouver and they want to hear that. So it kind of, that Vancouver is kind of like that. Like we follow suit to what Vegas is doing every time.
But you're saying that there was a moment for the scene where there was the house was being
Yeah, it
pushed.
was a Oh, 100%, man.
I couldn't.
Uh,
I paused. My brain froze for a second. Like the
yeah,
word. I'm like
so
I know the
so
word.
so so there was a lot of people like myself and the underground scene. I tried to bring people from the underground to the mainstream to push their art, to push the music to the mainstream,
Who
and
would you
it
cite as
worked.
some as the artists during this time? I'm sorry to. I'm busting in on you. I'm trying
So
to put
okay,
myself
so
into the.
so my golden years was 2006 to probably 2010. So that's when, a lot of things happen. So Ministry of Sound, Pete Tong shit, like all these things that were super mainstream on the radio hit Vancouver as well as Vegas. So it
Pete
kind
Tong
of
was they had the show syndicated on FM in Vancouver.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah. So
wild. That's
everyone,
dope.
yeah, it's super
I
wild.
think we had that
So
in here in Toronto for a second too.
yeah. So,
I
dude,
you know
like
what? Now that you're
honestly,
saying it,
yeah. And you know what's crazy? I'll tell you a little story about that. So the reason why I pushed Pete Tong so hard on uh pushed Pete Tong so hard in Vancouver is because Pete Tong was the first guy who signed one of my tracks to his record labels. And it was called Bedroom Bedlam Records. And he signed me because he picked my track out of like thousands of submissions, and he signed it to this crazy record label. And this was like 2006, and it was crazy. And that's why I pushed like everything because I was so hyped over it, right? Like I was
it's
ecstatic.
dope. Excellent.
Yeah, it was crazy, right?
Yeah,
So
for sure it is.
yeah, and that's what got me going. I was like, hey man, and I was actually one of the pioneers in Vancouver to push it because I'm a promoter. Like, so that's my promoter side of me. I promote the shit out of everything I do. So it's it was a good thing that happened at the time that it happened because I wanted everyone to love house music as much as I loved it. So.
I'm thinking to myself also, like you had whatever it was. Firstly, for me, other people, I'm not quite sure how they would stack the importance of it, but for me, I think it's awesome. You mentioned that you did everything you could to hone your craft, understand what it was, what it meant before you stepped out and started performing. This is awesome. I'm not quite sure if that's still a thing, but whatever it was that you were doing definitely worked because the local magazines, the local newspapers, local blogs, all of them agreed you were sweeping awards like the Vancouver Nightlife Award, I believe, named you
Yeah.
best DJ. How many years in a row did you get best
I
DJ for
won
Vancouver?
two. I won 2 years in a row.
That's wild, man. That's excellent.
Yeah,
You know,
you know what, man? I am so proud of those things, man. Like as as superficial and stupid as it sounds, man, I was so proud of those. It's just because, man, dude, I have poured my heart out. I made house music a thing in Vancouver. Like, I don't care what anybody says. I, I, I did my thing, man. And like, you know, it's hard because there's not a lot of people that actually they don't promote. They don't promote. They just play, which is cool. I dig it. Do your thing. But for me, it's like if I'm gonna love something, you're gonna love it with me. And like that's my thing. That's how I and that's how it came into fruition, right? Like that's how I won those awards, which is still funny to me. Like I look at that stuff though, I can still laugh over that. So it's
I mean, I think anytime that you get recognized for your efforts, it's always
yeah,
it's a feel good moment. It should be celebrated, especially when it's something that's local,
yeah.
because that's where you are. And I think that anybody who wants to, be out there and do stuff, it feels good to have your hometown cheer you on.
No, I know. And you know what? The thing is, man, is that I try to be a beacon for house music. And I try to get it from the underground. I try to get it from the mainstream. I try to be that bridge. I just wanted to be that bridge. Be the bridge that connects everyone together to educate people on house music, electronic music, and make them see that, hey man, there's other there's other shit out there other than hip hop. You can like other things. You don't need to just like one thing and stick with it. You can just move on and like other things. So that's what I did, and I think I did well on that. So
One of the very cool stories that I know about, but I have no idea about the details, which is why I want to know, and I think it's great to bring up right now, is that yourself and a few other DJs were the resident DJs for Can Thrill,
yes,
and
yes,
you guys collectively got together with Jens
yes,
and got on an airplane, and
yeah,
you guys went to Germany,
yeah,
and you guys rocked Cocoon, all of you.
100%, buddy. Like,
All
yeah,
right,
we
bring
did it.
bring us in. Bring us in because
Okay, so I'm
Cocoon
gonna tell you.
Cocoon's
So
celebrating like the 20th
okay,
anniversary, I think right now,
okay,
or like last
yeah,
week or a month ago.
yeah.
Yes, it's now.
So
And okay,
yeah, so I'm gonna tell you a real funny. I have two stories for that thing. So we played in eight city. Oh no, what is it? Five cities in Germany. We did a tour in 2008. There's a video. I'll send it to you later. But we did a video. We went to massive. We went to like the best fucking clubs you could ever DJ, ending at Cocoon. So Cocoon was the last DJ. We played at a airport hangar. I've never DJ'd at an airport hangar before, but this club converted their airport hangar with a cockpit of an airplane in this club, and we were DJing on that. So that was cool. That was sick. And then we DJ'd at this place that was a smoke pit. Like, man, they converted this underground tunnel
a smoke
in,
pit.
dude, it was like everyone was smoking, man. Like it
Oh,
was like,
okay, okay.
oh, it was a smoke pit. Like, dude, women, men, little children. They were all smoking. It was like ridiculous. So we were DJing there, and it was gross.
It's a
Uh,
cultural thing.
yeah, the culture of Germany, right? And then we ended up in Cocoon in Frankfurt, which is the craziest thing, man. I'm gonna tell you the wildest story that I did there. So I'm gonna tell you something. So you know Tapesh? Do you know
No,
Tapesh?
wait, maybe.
Okay, he's a tech house guy. Well, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
Here,
all right.
neither here it
Oh,
is. But
okay.
so you know Sven Bath, right? Sven Bath.
I don't know him,
Okay, so
but
Sven
I
Bath
know. Yeah,
is
I
the guy.
mean, yes, I know Sven Bath, but I don't know Sven Bath.
Yeah, but Sven Bath is the owner of that place. So this is the funniest thing, man. So so I was scheduled to DJ with two other guys. So it's like Canada thing. We were there to do the show, and then um, one of the DJs. So Cocoon is made up of like multi rooms. It's like, dude, it's like you know the Apple. You know Apple has that round thing, like the new Apple building is a cylinder. It's like round, right? It's like a round cylinder thing. That's Cocoon. It's a stadium. So it's a stadium, and then you know walk in the stadium, like in the outer parts before you hit the seats, there's like concession stands and stuff, right? So Cocoon was like that. And every part of that cylinder had another club in it. So Cocoon had like maybe four other clubs and a restaurant, and then the main club in the middle. Like that's how crazy it was. It was nuts, bro. And then one of the guys, one of the DJs canceled at one of the clubs. So my manager Jens at the time was like, Skilla, you have to go to this club because Sven is hanging out there. You have to fucking kill it. So I was just like, what? I'm not gonna go. What? No, I'm DJing at the main room. I'm ready. I'm psyched for this shit. And he's like, no, you have to go there because there's no DJ there right now, and they're freaking out. So I'm like, okay, fuck. So I just run, like, dude. It literally took like maybe 6 minutes across the stadium to go to that club that was in the middle of nowhere in this corner of this place, and I was just like, oh shit. And then I start playing, and this guy Tapesh was standing there too, which I admire. He's sick. And then Sven was sitting over there. The guy who owns the fucking place was sitting right here. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to play right now. I don't know what to play. Do I play techno? Do I play like, dude, this is like Germany. Like these are like what I do. I'm super nervous, right? So I end up playing and it was all good, man. And then Tapesh is like, starts breakdancing. It was the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. And then Sven comes up to the booth, he gets on the mic and he says, Cocoon, like, what the hell is going on here, man? And you know, but that moment, I'll tell you, man, that was the moment where I finally realized, yeah, you know what? I think I'm really good at this. I think I'm good. I think I'm good at this shit. I
The
think I'm
whole
good.
place is dancing. Everyone,
Yeah, no, the vibe was good, man.
yeah.
I didn't care about anybody else. All I care about is Sven and Tapesh. Those are the only
You're
two
playing for
people.
the booth. You're playing for the booth.
I play for those two people, and I don't care about anybody else. Are you kidding? It's crazy, bro. And
Choices.
then, dude, yeah. And then you know what? And then I was like, no, I have to go back. And then Jens got me. I went back, killed it. That place is nuts, man. Yeah, in Cocoon, you're DJing in a UFO that's suspended. It's probably like, oh man, I would love to say 15 to 20 feet in the air, and then you're looking down. It's crazy, dude. So it was nuts. It was nuts.
That's how we're summarizing.
That's a story. That's a story.
What was the launch for the record label that you mentioned that you started, and is it still running right now?
No, it's I stopped that label. It's called High Life Records. It's all still on Beatport. Bro, I have so many tracks on Beatport that nobody knows about, but like it's all tech house stuff and I signed so many people. It's still on there. It's called High Life. Yeah, I started it up with Ruby. She was we started the label together,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it was great, man. We did it for about 3 or 4 years. We have about oh man, it's crazy, right? Like I think we have over like 200 tracks on that label.
Wow.
We just kept on pushing it, man. We kept on pushing it. We kept on pushing it. We signed so many artists in the span of 2 years. It's not even funny, man. Like it's crazy. Take a look. You guys look it up. Look it up. It's crazy. Yeah.
The production. When did this start?
For music production, I actually started getting serious about 2006. I got serious about it. I picked up Logic on a Mac and I just ran with it. Um, yeah, dude, I have produced so much shit, man, and nobody knows about it. But I got like notoriety on so much shit and nobody knows about it. Like my shit has been on Roger Sanchez's like radio show numerous times, but like I've never. But you know what's crazy? When I became a producer, I fucking stopped promoting. Like I don't promote my shit anymore. So it's crazy, right? So
What was it? What was it that did that, do you think?
you know what? It was like there's a lot of things. I felt like I I had I had kids at the moment. I felt like when you're making tracks, you kind of just lose. You got to give up something, right? Like I felt like I was giving up being a father to make tracks because dude, man, like it was running a record label, signing artists, and becoming a father at the same time is tough. So
I
I
think
fell into
I
that
think being a parent is a super challenge.
super
Super
challenge.
challenge.
It's, it's getting dark in here. There you go. Welcome to Vancouver, buddy.
You were on a
I'm gonna
boat
walk
this
around.
whole time?
100%, man. It's my boat. It's my boat.
I thought you were.
Dude, you got up second?
No, I thought it was like you were sitting at the dock, and hanging out. And
No.
I that's why I said I love the utility room for tonight because Vancouver and there it is. Look at
Look at
her.
this.
It's beautiful.
I love you, man.
So why bring us to today? You're leaving
Okay.
Vancouver. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to LA. I'm gonna leave Vancouver. I'm moving to LA.
I like
I'm gonna
you.
try
Oh
to.
yeah.
I'm gonna. Dude,
Just in case you
I'm gonna
forgot.
try to.
Just in case, It's like,
I'm gonna. I'm gonna try to make it big in LA. No, I'm not gonna make it big in LA. I'm just gonna, you know, I got a job there, so
okay.
it is what it is. But I'm gonna try to meet people in the music industry and try to
Right.
make it big, man. I'm still producing
Right.
here and there. So
Right.
yeah.
When's this happening?
I think I'm gonna be moving in spring at some point.
So, do you think that you're going to be
This is
leaving?
way better.
Yeah, indeed. Do you think you're going to be leaving Vancouver before stuff opens back up?
Yeah, 100%,
Does this
100%.
does this freak you out that you won't have the opportunity to say goodbye?
No, dude, I embrace it. I love change. You
Okay.
know me.
Would you don't want to have like Skilla says peace party?
Oh, we're gonna have one,
Oh, that's what I'm
but don't
saying. I
tell
mean,
anybody.
like,
You're invited. Do you want to DJ?
I would absolutely love to DJ, but the big question, how? Oh, I no. Hey, no. Yeah, no. I can't hear you. Yeah, you cut out. I don't know why you cut out. Why did you cut out?
Hi,
Hey,
hi.
oh, hey, there you are.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah.
Oh, there. Here you go.
I was
Yeah,
I
I
was
just
like I
pressed
couldn't
it.
understand what was happening. But I got you back.
So no, 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 no. We're gonna get you over here, and then you can DJ for my going away party.
Okay. I think that would be.
Do you want to do
I
that?
would love to do it. I just don't know how the fuck we're gonna do it. I mean, like, are you gonna put me in bubble wrap? I mean, what was your plan?
Yeah, we'll put you in on a bubble wrap
It,
and we'll figure it out.
a super Ziploc bag, is that possible to
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, like, we're all gonna be like Han Solo encased in carbonite, so we can go off and do these shows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, 100%.
this is wild. I mean, like, what a massive change this is gonna be, especially for the city. Is it the type of thing? Did you have a? I guess it's weird to say it, but whatever was happening before, we're not sure if it's going to be the same when it came back. So you wouldn't know where you'd be playing in Vancouver when stuff relaunched.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird, man. I have to reset. Like I have to start from the beginning again.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, we kind of all. I think all of us do.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When it reopens, everyone has to start from the beginning, reinvent themselves, and yeah, that's what we do, right?
Yeah, that is what we do.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's what we do. And you know what? I think it's a good reset because like the people that honestly they weren't given a chance to reset because of things can do it now. You can do it now. You can totally reinvent yourself and present it to the world, and that's what I love. Like I could show up in LA and be like who the fuck is this guy? I'll be like, yeah, let's do this, And I love that challenge. I want that. So
Give me 3 tracks, Skilla. Three tracks that you know about that you know for sure they're in your bag, your box, your USB key. It's stuffed. It never leaves. This is an automatic dance floor igniter for you.
the reward is cheese. I'm not joking.
All right, thank you.
No, dude.
No, cool.
Honestly, man, like, no. I'm not being biased,
No,
man.
cheers.
These are the fucking party starters. So my thing, man, is so my thing is okay. So my anthem is Strobe. I love Strobe. That's my thing. And then I have this track by Alan Brax. Do you know who Alan Brax is? Dude, I love this Alan Brax song. I love so the Strobe, the Alan Brax song, and so the third one, yeah, Reward is cheese. I already said it. Reward is more cheese.
Do you
The remix.
do you find that there was one venue that you would look forward to in Vancouver above all else, that you would play, and why?
Well, so Alan Brax is the one that I played.
No, I don't mean the song. Apologies. I mean venue. Is
Sorry.
there a venue that you would
Oh,
get booked at to play that either return or was a once in a while thing? Something that was in Vancouver that you know that you knew that you'd be going to, and this was like, yes, magic for
yeah,
you right away.
yeah, Ginger 62. You've been there. So
I
Ginger
like that
62.
venue. I did like. Yeah, that venue was
Dude, that was
interesting.
my home. That was my home,
Yeah,
bro.
it was
That
an
was
interesting venue.
like that was my room. So I'm never gonna that place actually invented Skilla, so that everyone got to know me through that venue. So you're only a good DJ as the venue in Vancouver. So it,
What happened? Hey, now you're back. No, I lost you.
sorry.
Hey,
So
yay,
everybody,
yay,
hi.
hi,
So
hey.
everybody came to Ginger 62 because of me. So they in turn Ginger 62 invented me. So they invented Skilla. So Ginger 62 is where I was born, basically.
Was there a venue in Vancouver that you were never able to play that you always wished it was? Not necessarily a club. I just mean like a spot or a space. Was there ever a place that you wish you could have played at and you weren't able to do?
No, I played
Okay.
everywhere in Vancouver. I got one. Rogers Arena.
That way
Like this,
is
the
that in
music.
Vancouver also?
Yeah, so we have
I think
our big,
we have
yeah,
stadium here, right? So right
yeah,
now,
we have
okay.
stadiums. So I would have loved to do one of those big stadiums, you know. So
I saw
that's so sad.
recently, I think on a live stream that Blueprint had DJs on top of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blueprint
That's
owns the
awesome.
city in terms of stadiums and like they signed, you know, Joel. They signed everybody. So it's like those are the one. I wish I could play those. I played other places, but never in Vancouver. I never played Vancouver venues like stadiums in Vancouver. I played outside of Vancouver, but never in Vancouver, which is weird, right? So
So if we want to hear some Skilla right now,
yeah.
where can we send people to go and check out you and your music? Not just original
Uh,
stuff, but also DJ. So give us one and then the other.
well, yeah, man. Just go to Mixcloud, type SKLA. Go to SoundCloud, SKLA. Go to Beatport. I have all my old stuff at Beatport. Just listen there if you want.
And check out the label High Rise Records.
High life, high life.
High Life.
Yes,
Good. See, now that's extra. Now it's for sure. It's ingrained.
100%, buddy.
It's been absolutely awesome having you with us tonight. Really appreciate you, your time, being with us. Uh,
Man, anytime.
super best wishes on the awesome sauce. And then I guess I don't know how we're gonna see each other soon, but maybe we're gonna see each other
Well, yeah,
before the big move
I'm booking you for my going away party.
in in cellophane. Massive
Yeah,
human condom en route from
yeah,
Amazon.ca.
yeah.
Okay, so
Love you, man.
I love you back. That is Skilla. He is super awesome sauce. This is Utility Room. My name is Jello. Thank you very much because you are absolutely awesome for